Hi, this is Randy. Anyway, I'm running out of props. This is just a stupid one because this video is about how the narcissist, as they get older, and my previous videos have discussed this, that their needs change, and the more decompensated they are, the larger the grandiosity gap that they experience, the more that they've mutilated and destroyed their body through their sex addictions and alcohol and drug addictions and other risk-taking behaviors. And the more that they've destroyed all the other relationships in their lives with their children or any decent friends that they may have ever had, and definitely with previous partners, the more they plot and plan and realize that they're going to need help. Now, they don't seek help when the help is really needed earlier on in life, when they have these strong addictions and compulsions, and they have these anger outbursts that they can't control, and when they see that they are never satisfied with life and always need more and more, and they're in a constant state of criticizing everyone around them and a constant state of unhappiness. They don't seek help then from a professional, and they don't seek the kind of help that would actually cause them to have to do something. But later on, and it doesn't matter really how old they are, it's more about when they get the realization that they're growing older, and this is probably going to happen sometime in midlife, but it could happen in earlier midlife, say at age 40, 45, where the narcissist starts to realize that his body is deteriorating because of how he's abused it, and that someday he may not be able to support himself, and that day may come sooner than later. He's not been taking care of his health, so he may have some physical problems, and he's really wondering how in the world he's going to get by in life when he's alienated so many people, especially, those, girlfriends or wives, or one wife that truly loved him and might have been willing to make that kind of sacrifice to care for someone in their time of need during mental illness or physical illness. So what the narcissist does, or what mine appears to be doing right now, is that he has secured supply that is very naive and energetic. And for some reason, I'm not quite sure why, this new guppy that he has really admires him and really looks up to him, and allows him to direct her, allows him to control everything in their surroundings, allows him to control what she does, and allows him to make all the decisions. So, however long that lasts, time will tell. But the point of my video today is to show that the narcissist has this fear and this need and this projection, this projective plan of who's going to take care of me. And also in my other videos, I have spoken about how that was one of the issues that was brought up to me during late devaluation and early discard, was that a fear that the narcissist had that I would not take care of him because of what he had done to me and how he had treated me for so long. And since apparently he had no intentions on changing his ways, he must have figured it'll be easier to just find someone new who isn't as tainted and isn't aware or and hasn't caught on to him that he can charm, that would be willing and would actually feel guilty if he suddenly became ill and would, like a nice spouse, just begin to take care of him. So that's what's happening now with the narcissist. I'm pretty sure that he believes that he is mentally ill, in which he is, unmedicated, and that he also believes that he's physically ill. So he has snagged a target that is now trapped and that will feel extremely indebted and guilty if she were to try to leave the situation, because it's really frowned upon in our society to, be with a partner and then when they get sick, just up and leave, right? When you find out they have a mental illness and they didn't have one before, or you find out they got cancer and they didn't have it before you got together with them. You're living together, perhaps even married, and it doesn't look good if you now find out, oh, they've got this serious mental illness. I just married them and they've got this serious mental illness. Here, let me bolt out of here. Okay, that doesn't look very good. And the narcissist knows that. So what they do is they wait till the opportune time, and then they find out about, or they start revealing their mental illness and physical illness. And right now, my ex-narcissist is seeking some medical attention that he has not sought for years and years. But apparently now he feels comfortable enough to get some diagnosis, get some feedback, maybe have some tests, see what's going on in his body. And no doubt, there's probably going to be some high blood pressure. There's probably going to be some liver damage. Not sure if it will be detected or not. There's definitely some delusions there. And there's, rage and all the things that were there before, but there's probably some new things that have come up in the past 2.5 years since I've seen him. I have seen a picture of him. He does seem to be aging quicker. He definitely has aged in the past 2 years. His skin is kind of grayish, yellowish. His lips are kind of a purplish color. His gums, of course, they're deteriorated. Periodontal disease is for sure a diagnosis there. And he's got this young girl trapped and indebted to him for what he's, kind of fronted out to her, which is very minimal. But he's fronted out a place to live, and, this quote-unquote love that he provides and attention. So in exchange, he's going to expect house cleaning, cooking, financial support, sexual services, serving him, following directions, maintaining and running his business, working on her own, purchasing any large items or charging large items on her credit card, his bills, all this, and she's not really going to be able to say anything because she put herself in the situation. And it's going to become very clear, I think, pretty soon, that she is actually hooked up with an old loser who is sick, and sick in more than one way. It's kind of like a person who has cancer, maybe terminal cancer, acting like they don't have cancer and being able to cover that up for a year, 2 years, while they engage a personal nursemaid and marry that person without the person knowing how sick they are. And then this is going to be uncovered. This mental and physical sickness that has been brewing, that I'm sure the narcissist has had many signs of, because he had signs of them when he was still with me. And these sicknesses and illnesses are going to come out. They're going to be revealed. And I am just counting my lucky stars and thanking the universe, and I just feel so blessed that the narcissist released me before the cancer completely took hold, so I did not have to become that nursemaid, and I did not have to try to deal with guilt about whether or not I was leaving him for his nasty disposition, or whether how other people saw it as, you're leaving a sick man. But he did tell me that I was leaving a sick man, and I do have to agree with that. So it's going to be really interesting to see, and it's really sad for the person who got duped. She always can find a way to get out, but it's just going to be very hard, because anybody who has empathy and has some level of conscience is going to kind of feel bad for leaving somebody, for up and leaving your new husband, because you find out that you've got a life ahead of you of being a nursemaid. It's pretty gross, and it's pretty sick and pretty sad. So thanks for listening. Have a great day, guys.